Hello everyone! Well, this recap took some time, but unfortunately that's because I've encountered several roadblocks that prevented me from progressing as much as I had hoped. This month I continued exploring several methods for generating NPCs. I'm looking for the perfect balance between traditional modeling done by me for the greatest artistic freedom and the random generation of a modular workflow that allows for the creation of a large number of assets. I began my research focusing on faces, and I've come to the conclusion that the ideal would be to define some archetypal faces, muscular male, slender female, chubby male, elongated female, etc. The goal is to find very different archetypes while keeping this list as short as possible. Then each archetype will be separated by zones: eyes, nose, mouth, rest of the face. And by creating as many variations as possible for each zone, I will multiply the number of possible combinations. So in theory, I should be able to obtain several dozen faces while limiting the work. Then came the time to consider what approach I wanted for the NPC's bodies. And quickly my goal shifted from how to make modular bodies to how to create beautiful cel shading for things other than faces. Now, this is not the first cel shading character I've created for this project, of course, but I wanted to use the opportunity of working on a new character to further enhance the cel shading rendering of my game, which I did for the face indeed. I found a way to control shading zones even better than before, while supporting the facial rig. And for the body of the NPCs, for my first attempt, I fell into an obvious trap. I started to sculpt an anatomical body and I couldn't resist the temptation to add more detail than necessary. It had been so long since I sculpted anything that it was hard to resist, but for cel shading it's counterproductive. Generally, it's preferable to simplify the shapes, eliminate high-frequency details and exaggerate the primary forms. So I started again with a second approach, which I call the Michelin Man technique. I built my character by assembling rounded shapes, and I think for all that is anatomical, the result is much better. Alongside that, I continue to completely rewrite my combat system, now that I know what I want from a game design perspective. Last month I left off mentioning that the next step would likely be to rewrite the enemies, but in the meantime I wanted to quickly take care of the camera. Quickly, yeah, oh boy, it was much more complicated than I would have imagined, and to be honest, this is the main reason why this recap took so much time. I'm not going to go into detail this month, I'll save that for the next month's recap, but know that I attempted at least 3 different approaches to arrive at something satisfactory. In short, I want a camera that is as close to the action as possible, but frames the player and all potential targets at all times, is autonomous enough so not to force the player to constantly reposition it, but if they want to, player can still control it as they wish and in a perfectly smooth manner, while limiting the impact on the performance. Not so simple, but I think I finally found what seems to be a solid solution. We'll talk more about it next month. That's all for this month. Things are moving slowly but surely. I wish you a great July and I'll see you next month for another recap. Thank you, bye.